Hi there, time for another Match Attax pack opening video. This time we've got the new, officially released tomorrow, Match Attax 2017-18 collection. We've got a full booster box here. I actually bought this one from WH Smith's, and as you can see on the top of this box it says 100 signed cards to be found inside lucky packets, and obviously the lucky card there, as you can see, is a signed John Stone's Platinum limited edition card, which looks pretty cool. And you can see that the little bit there that's been signed is slightly different to last year. I think they've got like a white patch where they sign, but obviously it still says Topps and that it's an authentic product, so that is a pretty cool card. Also, we'll be hunting down one of those as the season goes on. And we did actually pop into Tesco's as well to see if they had any of the individual packs or booster boxes tins, starter packs or anything like that, but they didn't have any. They only had one box like this, but it didn't have the De Bruyne, so perhaps WH Smith's is the only place you can find that. And then we also have here the on sale now leaflet that you can see there for the Match Attax 2017-18. Just a little bit of detail there with a badge, star player, man of the match, and a limited edition Firmino. Look out for new shiny cards inside lucky packets. So, and obviously in here, this is a brand new box. Well, I hope it is anyway. So there should be 50 packs in there. So we'll open up the packs and see what we get. And just give you a little bit of info about ratios and things. On here, it says, look out for special insert cards inside lucky packets. You get star players 1 in 2.5, club crests 1 in 2.5, set piece specialist, assist kings, powerhouses, freestylers 1 in 5, man of the match 1 in 2, 100 clubs 1 in 10. There's 1100 clubs at the moment. The limited edition cards are inserted in packets at the following rate: 1 per display box. Gold cards 12.5%, silver cards 25%, and bronze cards 62.5%. Note, not all packets contain a special insert card. Look out for signed platinum limited edition cards inside lucky packets. See website for full details. So obviously that's pretty detailed as to what you get. You get 9 cards per pack, obviously £1 per packet. So if we open them up, we'll see what we get. In this season's very first packet, we have obviously the Pro 11 card, and then we have a Brighton and Hove Albion team badge. The team badges this season do look, I would say, obviously as someone that's got the previous 10 seasons, I reckon these are definitely the best team badges that they've had in the set, so that's a nice little positive. Then we've got a Wijnaldum all-rounder for Liverpool. Just another bit of information, again something slightly different from what we had last year, is that each player will have, sort of just in between all the stats, they'll have a flag of the country that often that they represent, or definitely the country of their birth or their nationality. So that's a new little thing that they've put this year. And again, we've got similar stats to what we've had in the last few years. We've got speed, tackle, power, shoot, skill and pass. And then we've got Danny Welbeck there. And we've got Narsingh for Swansea. And then we have our first tactic card. This is T6, so a possession card, so take back possession for the next round. And we have Harry Maguire, Leicester's, I believe, their record signing, although Iheanacho might have eclipsed that. Fernandes for West Ham. Then we have a super striker for Elias Kachunga. And then we have Matt Ritchie for Newcastle. On to the second pack. Here we have another code card. Then we have our first freestyler card. We have Raheem Sterling freestyler for Man City. And we have Kevin De Bruyne. Kieran Trippier for Tottenham. And Kevin Morales in our first away kit card. And we've got an away kit card there for Everton, Kevin Morales. And a Herrera for Manchester United. Charlie Daniel for Bournemouth, Eric Peters for Stoke, Chris Lowe for Huddersfield. Obviously Huddersfield making their debut in the Premier League this season. Likewise Brighton, newly promoted, with an away kit there for Solly March. Into the third packet. Here we have a Michael Antonio West Ham star player card, foil insert card there. And then we have a man of the match card for Jan Vertonghen with a 98 defence rating. So I think apart from obviously being a 100 club, that's probably going to be the most powerful defensive card in the box or in the collection. So that is a pretty cool card, £11 million value there, but for gameplay that's going to be a pretty powerful card. And then we have Moreno for Liverpool, Chung Young Lee for Crystal Palace, Sofiane Boufal for Southampton. Then we have a pass master for Mesut Ozil for Arsenal, Salomon Rondon for West Brom. Then we have another away kit card. We have Britos for Watford, and then we have Scott Arfield for Burnley. And then we have a Manchester United badge. Just to show you the information that you have on the back, you've got the details of their 2016-17 record, league position 6th, 69 points, top scorers Zlatan Ibrahimovic with 17, goals scored 54, top assists Herrera and Martial with only 6. You'd think a club like Manchester United would have someone at least in 10. Best scoreline 4-1 versus Leicester City, so again some interesting information on there. And then we have a man of the match card there for Christopher Schindler for Huddersfield, 78 defence, not 49 attack. And we have another away kit, Yaya Toure for Victor Wanyama for Tottenham, Sam Klukas for Swansea, Gareth McCauley for West Brom, Mark Pugh for Bournemouth, Javier Manquillo for Newcastle, and Andre Gray for Watford. Then we have a Newcastle badge. And then we have another man on the match card for Morata for Chelsea with a 93 attack rating. So again, for gameplay, a pretty powerful card, quite a high price there, 15 million. So I think probably the 100 clubs will probably be around about that price. And we've got a code. Then we have Willian for Chelsea, Alexis Sanchez for Arsenal, Olsen for Swansea, James MacArthur for Crystal Palace, Okazaki for Leicester, Jose Font for West Ham, and then another away kit there for Mitrovic for Newcastle. Take the code card out. And then we have a star player card there for Ben Foster for West Brom, Oxlade-Chamberlain for Liverpool. Obviously a deadline day signing, so obviously with the release of this not being too long after that, it's a pretty quick turnaround for Topps to get that one into the collection. Usually the deadline day signings are often added in the extra collection, but obviously they've got that one in nice and early. Then we've got a super striker card there for Jesus for Manchester City, obviously with the gold foil there. Charlie Austin for Southampton, Calvert-Lewin for Everton, and Gareth Barry for West Brom, obviously just a couple of days ago against Arsenal, making a record-breaking number of appearances, one more than Ryan Giggs now, so the most appearances ever by a player in the Premier League, which is a pretty cool achievement. Steve Cook for Bournemouth, and we have Shalabar for Watford, and then Bardsley for Burnley. Just take the code. That's not the code, that's the code. And then we have a Watford badge. And then we have a Matt Phillips for West Brom, man of the match card with 81 attack and 11 million value. And we've got Fabregas for Chelsea, Aurier for Tottenham, again a deadline day signing that has made it nicely into the collection. And Townsend, a Speed King card there for Crystal Palace. Lukaku for Manchester United, a big money signing at the start of the season, start of the transfer window. I think already scored 6 goals in all competitions, so very much proving to be worth the money so far. Darren Fletcher, all-rounder for Stoke. Shane Duffy for Brighton, and then Casey Palmer for Huddersfield. Still yet to come across 100 club. I think we must be getting up towards 10 packs, and there's supposed to be a ratio of 1 in 10, so hopefully we'll have one of those coming up soon. Leroy Fer, star player for Swansea. Pedro for Chelsea. Theo Walcott for Arsenal. Patrick Van Arnholt for Crystal Palace. Cedric for Southampton. Ramadan Sobhi for Stoke. Kelechi Iheanacho for Leicester, like as I believe probably their most expensive signing ever. Sam Vokes for Burnley, and then Jonathan Hogg for Huddersfield. And then we have our first powerhouse card. We have a Benteke powerhouse card there for Crystal Palace. A pretty cool looking card. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but you can see like the holographic foil effect on that card, which looks pretty cool. So that's our first powerhouse card. Immediately followed by a Shane Duffy man of the match card there for Brighton. 78 defence, 36 on attack. And we have a pass master card for Christian Eriksen for Tottenham. Roque Meza for Swansea. Antonio Valencia for Manchester United. Lanzini for West Ham. Jakob for West Brom. Gross for Brighton. And Hughes for Watford. And then we have a Josh King star player for Bournemouth. Another code. And we have Bernardo Silva, Man City. Then we have a +10 base card boost. And that's a pretty spectacular looking card with a big 10. I don't think there's any doubt as to exactly what that card will do with the big 10 and the big plus sign underneath it. +10 points to one of your players' ratings, no foil cards. I think that's something that's a change from previous seasons. I may be wrong. Jordan Ayew for Swansea in the away kit. Hennessy for Palace. Christian Fuchs for Leicester. Creswell for West Ham. And then we have a super striker card for Glenn Murray for Brighton. And then we have a Merino card for Newcastle. Still no 100 clubs yet, so fingers crossed we'll come across one of those soon. Then we have a Gylfi Sigurdsson Assist King card. Obviously again a fairly late signing there for Everton, and nicely slotting in as an Assist King straight away at Everton. Then we have Jermaine Defoe, again a new signing for Bournemouth this season, in man of the match, a 91 attack, so again a pretty powerful card. Mignolet for Liverpool. Mertesacker Arsenal. Yoshida away kit for Southampton. Tom Davis for Everton. Maxim Choupo-Moting for Stoke. That is a name that'll be worth a few points in Scrabble. James Morrison for West Brom. And a Craig Cathcart for Watford. And then we have an Everton badge. And then we have a Dele Alli 100 club. Now that is a pretty spectacular way to start off with the 100 clubs, getting the 101 card. Like I say, there's 1100 clubs. Obviously, hopefully we'll find a few more, but for our first 100 club to be the 101 is a pretty cool card with a 19.5 million value. Dele Alli, obviously after last season, arguably, probably, I mean, I'm an Arsenal fan, so it pains me to say, you'd probably say he's in the top 5 or 10 best players in the world the way he's playing last season. Goals, assists, and his all-round game is pretty awesome, which, like I say, is painful to see and let Tottenham have a player like this, but fully deserving, I think, of his 101 status here as the 100 club. But for the first one we get to be the 101 is a very spectacular start for us. Like I say, the ratio is supposed to be 1 in 10, so we've got obviously 50 packs here, so fingers crossed we'll get some more of those. Adam Lallana for Liverpool, Vincent Kompany, Man City, Redmond, Speed King for Southampton, Besic for Everton, Ake for Bournemouth, Crouch still around at Stoke, and then we have an away kit there for John Walters, again another player who's had a few clubs over the years. And then we have a Burnley foil badge card, and then in the very next pack we have another 100 club. Quite ironically, to follow the Tottenham 100 club, we have the Arsenal 100 club for Alexis Sanchez, a player who was, to be honest, I was very surprised that he's even at Arsenal. I was fully expecting him to leave. Obviously he probably will do in the summer. Obviously now Arsenal won't get any money for him, which is a bit disappointing, unless they maybe sell him in January, but by which point obviously they're not going to get a load for him. But yeah, 100 club there for Alexis Sanchez, 18 million value, but again a pretty cool card. These 100 clubs this year definitely by far and away the best 100 clubs. If you look at the gold and silver around the edge, it almost looks like a limited edition card, and you've obviously got the 100 club and the holographic foil on there, so that is definitely my favourite 100 clubs. Obviously let me know if you think differently or prefer any other ones, but I would definitely say that's the best 100 clubs I've seen so far. So then we've got David Silva for Man City, Alderweireld for Tottenham, Rashford for Man United, Norton for Swansea, Stanislas for Bournemouth, Westwood for Burnley, and Schindler even for Huddersfield in the away kit. And let's see if we can make it 300 club packs in a row. That would be incredible, and probably very much wishful thinking, but you never know. Then we have a Troy Deeney star player card there for Watford, and then we have a Matt Ritchie man of the match card, 49 defence, 81 attack, Newcastle. And then we have Harry Winks for Tottenham, Bakayoko for Chelsea, a new signing there, Scott Dan, Crystal Palace, Romeo, Southampton, Jake Livermore away kit for West Brom, Brighton for Leicester, and then we have a tough tackler card there for Lascelles for Newcastle. Pro 11 out. Then we have Arsenal's new record signing, Lacazette, fresh off a couple of goals against West Brom on Monday. James Milner for Liverpool, again someone who has made a lot of appearances in the Premier League over the years for a few different clubs. Gnar for Everton, De Gea for Man United, arguably the best goalie in the world, again someone who Manchester United have done well to hang on to. We've obviously been linked to Real Madrid for about the last 5 years. Dawson, tough tackler for West Brom. Andre Ayew, away kit for West Ham. Then we have Tommy Smith for Huddersfield. Davy Proper for Brighton. And then we have the Southampton badge. Then we have Gabbiadini star player for Southampton. And then we have a man of the match card for Ryan Bertrand for Southampton, 89 defence, 67 attack. Drinkwater with a pretty severe looking haircut there for Chelsea. Obviously again a fairly late signing in the transfer window. Bit of a strange move really. He was obviously idolised by Leicester, and now you can't see him doing much other than keeping a bench warm at Chelsea, but you can't probably blame a player for going to a club that's just won the league. Rob Holding, away kit for Arsenal. Tadic, a pass master for Southampton. Puncheon for Crystal Palace. Martins Indy for Stoke. Kasper Schmeichel for Leicester. And Dale Stevens for Brighton. Probably about 12 or 15 packets in now. We've already got a couple of hundred clubs, which is good, but still on the lookout for our first limited edition. Then we have the Swansea bag, which is again looking pretty cool. Dembele all-rounder for Tottenham. Daniel Sturridge for Liverpool. Hote for Southampton. Leighton Baines for Everton. Jordan Ibe for Bournemouth. Mark Noble for West Ham. Dummett for Newcastle. And Okaka for Watford. So having a quick look there, we look like we're probably about where we need to be ratio wise for man of the match, 1 in 2, and so we're probably on about 7 or 8, which is probably about right I think so far. Then we have a Wayne Rooney, obviously now back at Everton after 13 years at United, or a star player card there. And then we have again another Everton player. We have Davey Klassen, man of the match, 59 defence, 87 for attack. And the Pro 11. And we have John Stones for Man City, again previously at Everton as well. Llorente for Tottenham, again a deadline day signing. Ibrahimovic, Man United, I think they've just recently confirmed that he'll be going back to Man United. Shane Long for Southampton. Johnny Evans for West Brom, again a player seems to be linked with a few clubs. Jermaine Defoe, super striker, back at Bournemouth. And Tarkowski for Burnley. And then we have a Tom Heaton star player. That's the second goalie I think we've seen as a star player for Burnley. And we've got Sterling, man of the match, 93 for attack there. Again, I think we may well have seen that one also. Danilo for Man City. Fernandez, Swansea. Milivojevic for Crystal Palace. Asmir Begovic for Bournemouth. Shaqiri at Stoke. Then we have Hosselu for Newcastle. And Holebas at Watford. Then we have a Tottenham Dele Alli base card with 88 attack, 64 defence. David Luiz for Chelsea. Stevens for Southampton. Klassen for Everton. Slimani for Leicester, again a player who was linked with a few clubs in a move away. Koyate for West Ham. Robbie Brady for Burnley. Quainer for Huddersfield. And then we have a powerhouse card, or second powerhouse card, for Romelu Lukaku with a 94 attack rating there. So again, for gameplay, pretty good, but 14.5 million value on that one, so it's reasonably expensive in terms of gameplay. And then we have an Assist King card there for Christian Eriksen with a 93 attack with only 12.5 million, so that might prove to be a valuable card for gameplay. Alonso for Chelsea. Then we have a tactic card, T4, a scout card Before your turn, look at one of your opponent's cards. So that is definitely a new card for this season. I still think there's only 4 tactic cards, but that is definitely a new card and could be crucial for a lot of people in terms of gameplay. Leon Britton for Swansea, Fosu Mensah for Crystal Palace, Glenn Johnson for Stoke, Amati for Leicester, Van La Parra for Huddersfield, and Matthew Ryan for Brighton. There's been quite a lot of times we've had a Huddersfield player immediately followed by a Brighton player. Perhaps just coincidence. Then we have a Bournemouth badge. And then we have a Prodal man of the match card there for Watford, 79 defence, 50 attack. And then we have Aaron Ramsey for Arsenal. And then we have an all-rounder card there for Victor Moses, 73 defence, 74 attack. A player who'd been around at quite a few clubs, but never quite fulfilled his potential since leaving Wigan. But last year, I think everyone would probably say his best season ever as a footballer, helping Chelsea win the league. When they have an agent card there, plus £5 million to your team budget. Again, a crucial card often for gameplay. And then we have Hegazi for West Brom, Fraser for Bournemouth, Kayal for Brighton, and Clark for Newcastle. And then we have a Crystal Palace badge and a Manchester United man of the match card there for Mkhitaryan, 54 defence, 92 attack, 13 million value. Check for Arsenal, Salah in a Liverpool away kit, Lamina for Southampton, Cuco Martina for Everton, Ogbonna West Ham, Atsu Speaking for Newcastle, and a Prodal for Watford. And we have Matip for Liverpool, Sane for Man City, Sigurdsson Passmaster card for Everton, Phil Jones for Man United, Vimmer for Stoke, Ibora for Leicester, Pereira for Watford, Barnes for Burnley, and a star player card there, Wilfred Zaha for Crystal Palace. Maybe we'll take these out of the video. It's proving a little bit longer than I thought, so maybe we'll try and speed this up a little bit. Have a quick look at the cards. So we have a Chelsea badge, and then we have a Creswell man of the match for West Ham, 85 defence, 64 attack. And we have Otamendi, Lindelof, Carroll, Arta. Then we have a Hernandez super striker. Obviously Hernandez is one of the limited edition cards. A Sidwell for Brighton, and then a Yedlin for Newcastle. So perhaps what I'll do, I'm sure most of you know who the players play for. So what I'll do now is rather than tell you the names of the players and the teams, I'll just tell you the names of the player, and if it's a star player or a man of the match. We have a Harry Kane star player there, 12.5 million, 90 attack. Son, Aspilicueta, Riedwald, Van Dijk, again a player linked with lots of moves, Hesse, Collins, Capoue, all-rounder for Watford, and then Rob Elliott for Newcastle. Then we have the Tottenham badge, and then we have a Tommy Smith man of the match card. A lot of people in the forums have been saying that that's not actually a picture of Tommy Smith. To be honest, I don't know too much about Huddersfield, so I couldn't tell you whether it is or it isn't, but rumoured to be an incorrect picture. Klassen, obviously a brilliant signing for Arsenal. Free, seems to be a great addition to the Arsenal squad. Schneiderlin, Matic, again a strange move there. Chelsea selling to a big rival. Phillips, Gosling, Hefele and Hamed. Obviously going back to Matic, roller accounts, I don't think Conte was desperately pleased at the sale of him to Manchester United, judging by some of the interviews I've seen. Then we have a Sterling Speed King card. Coutinho, again another player linked with a huge move. Apparently, reported Liverpool turning well over £100 million down for Coutinho. A Benteke super striker. Phil Jones, Berahino, Andy King, Lejeune, Cleverley, and a Hazard star player. And we still seem to be stuck on 200 clubs at the moment and still no limited editions. Zaha Assist King with 83 attack. And then we have a Glenn Murray for Brighton, man of the match card, 36 defence, 78 attack. Ederson, Vertonghen, an injury card there, force your opponent to make a substitution. Again, a card very important often in gameplay. Klukas, Carroll, Ward and Williams. And then we have a Manchester City badge, immediately followed by a Manchester United player, and not only that, the 100 club card for De Gea. Like I mentioned before, I think it's probably no doubt that De Gea is probably the best goalie in the world. His performances over the last few seasons have been unbelievable. And I think this season, if I'm correct, Manchester United have only conceded 1 goal in the league. 6 games into that in itself suggests obviously he's got very good defence in front of him, and obviously he's a very good goalie. So that is a pretty cool looking card, and like I said, these 100 clubs are, in my opinion, definitely the best 100 clubs we've seen. So we nicely put that into our poll. So we're up to 300 clubs so far. And we've got Batshuayi, Monreal, Van Aanholt, Cedric, Ndidi all-rounder, Gareth McCauley, and a Bong for Brighton. A brilliant name. And then on we go to Mui, star player. And then we have Lascelles man of the match card there for Newcastle with 80 defence, 36 for attack. Klein, Torre away kit, Misa, Pugh, Sobi, Murphy and Gomez. It must be past halfway now, I reckon probably 30 packs in, probably about 20 to go, looking at a pile of what we've got left. Then we have a Liverpool badge, Wanyama, Pedro, Valencia, Redmond Speed King, Iheanacho, Lanzini, Ben Mee Tough Tackler, and an Izquierdo for Brighton. And then we have Dunk, and then a Gomez man of the match card, 90 defence and 7 for attack. It makes most goalies usually have a 1 for attack, so obviously they fancy Gomez has got a little bit of attacking ability. Walcott, Ericsson Passmaster, Besic, Dan, Jakob, Ake and Depotra. Going back to goalies who have high attacking ratios, you'd think that Schmeichel would have quite high, because if I'm correct, I think that he, behind Mahrez, when Leicester won the league, I think Schmeichel was their second highest assist maker, so you'd think he'd be at least maybe up to 10. Then we have a set piece specialist there for Mark Noble. Again, you can see a pretty cool looking hologram effect to these cards, so that's a nice little addition. And we've got Lallana, Company, Romeu, Gunnar, Crouch, Livermore in the away kit, Lowton and Manquillo. And then we have finally, obviously my team, we have the Arsenal badge, looking pretty cool. And then we've got Brady, man of the match card there for Burnley, 74 defence and 80 attack, so pretty decent all-round stats on that one. Winks, Bakayoko, De Gea, Fernandes, Albrighton, Gray and Vokes. And we have an Aguero, star player, 89 attack. And then we have a Leicester man of the match card for Ndidi, 85 defence, 65 attack. Chan, pass master. Lallana, I've seen a few of those I think. Cabaye, Adam, Simpson, Kabul and Jorgensen. And we have an Assist King card there for Kevin De Bruyne, Granit Xhaka, Lovren, Davis, Pickford, Obiang, Neom, Hendrick and Richarlison. Going back to Pickford, a player I very much hoped Arsenal would have bought. But they seem to be persisting with Czech, whilst obviously he's done well in the past. Obviously he's a player that obviously is now probably coming to the end of his thing. Then we have a Josh King set piece specialist. Then we have another Josh King set piece specialist. I've opened thousands of packets of these cards, but I have never seen the same two cards consecutively after each other, so that's a little interesting thing. And then we have our first limited edition card. We have a Wayne Rooney bronze limited edition card. It's a pretty cool card. It looks obviously the dark blue trim around the edge sort of almost makes the bronze stand out more, rather than in previous seasons when the gold, silver and bronze has gone round all the way to the edge of the card. I think that makes it stand out better, and it does look like a pretty awesome card. So we'll keep that in a separate pile, and hopefully, you never know, we might get another one. Then we've got Alderweireld, Stevens, Ramirez, Macaulay, Afobe and Sidwell. So we've probably got about 12 or so packs left, so again we'll try and crack on with these. We've got a West Brom badge, a Ben Mee, man of the match, 79 defence, 48 attack, Lloris, Routledge, Ward, Arnautovic, Gray Speed King, Super Striker, Tammy Abraham, and Mooney for Huddersfield. We have a Joe Allen, star player, Morata, Koscielny, Jagielka, Martial, Rodriguez, Mings, Knockout, and Diarmate. This packet seems really thin. Perhaps just an optical illusion, but it definitely seemed a really thin packet. N'Golo Kante, powerhouse card, 97 defence and 75 attack. I think we've seen one of those previously. Oh no, I think we saw a 98 Vertonghen, didn't we? Then we've got a man of the match card for Lacazette, 35 defence, 93 attack, 15.5 million, and the code. Then we've got Robertson, Fabianski, Loftus-Cheek, away kit, Diouf, Mahrez, Janmaat, and Defour. And then we have a Huddersfield Town badge. And then we have another man of the match card. This time we have a Gary Cahill Chelsea 100 club for defence, 50 for attack, 12.5 million value. But obviously Gary Cahill, part of the Chelsea team, obviously last year that won the league, and I think very much has stepped into the role now vacated of John Terry as being the leader. Fernandinho, Sanchez, Bertrand, Blind, Reed, McLean, and Lossell. And then we have Vardy, star player. Then we have a James Milner, man of the match, 89 defence and 79 attack. Musonda. And then another tactic card, the referee, -5 points from your opponent's score. And then we have Ramirez, Mkhitaryan Passmaster, Afobe, Jack Butland, and Brown. 2, 4, 7 packs to go. So hopefully we'll get one more 100 club. And we have a star player card there for Paul Pogba. Obviously this time last year was the world's most expensive player, but now probably 3rd or 4th on that list by the time the Mbappe deal goes through. Rudiger, away kit, Kyle Walker, Mata, Keane, tough tackler, Robson Kanu, Smith, Wood, Shelvey. And then we have a Stoke badge. Abraham, man of the match for Swansea, 32 defence, 76 attack. Dyer, a Kante tough tackler card. Sanchez, Sacco, Zuma, Morgan, away kit, and Ince. We have Mustafi, Henderson, Forster, Holgate, Hart, Brunt, Sutner, Gale, and a Giroud star player card. Quite a low rating attack wise. I thought there's 78 for Giroud. Scores a reasonable amount of goals, bearing in mind he doesn't often start. And obviously as a star player you'd think it would be at least probably mid-80s, but then I'm an Arsenal fan so I might be a little bit biased, but I don't think that's a particularly unfair comment. A set piece specialist there for Willian with 86 for attack. And then we've got Milivojevic for Crystal Palace, man of the match, 85 defence. Code. And we've got Mendy, Davis away kit, Carrick away kit, Bonnie back at Swansea, a Sermon away kit, a Bellerin Speed King card, and then Amrabat. So the final 3 packets. We have a Leicester City badge, and then we have another 100 club. So if we don't get any more, we'll be bang on the ratio of 500 clubs in the 50 packets, which is exactly what Topps have put on the packets. We've got a Kyle Walker 100 club card for defence, obviously £50 million player, just bought from Tottenham in the recent transfer window, so that nicely slots in there to the 5 to make the 5th. Gary Cahill, Iwobi, Schlupp, Fellaini, Shawcross, James and Taylor. And then we have a Mane star player, a Shaqiri match 49 defence, 82 attack for Stoke, Firmino, Gundogan, Ward-Prowse, Williams, Zabaleta, Malone and Soltau. And then the final and last pack from today, we have a West Ham badge, Danny Rose, Courtois, Bailly, tough tackler, Rangel, Krychowiak, Francis, and Mawson, tough tackler, and Jack Cork for Burnley. So obviously the highlights are the limited edition card there we've got for Wayne Rooney, and exactly on with what the ratio should be for 100 clubs, we have Kyle Walker, Gary Cahill, David De Gea, Alexis Sanchez, and the 101 100 club for Dele Alli. So overall, some pretty cool cards and a nice start to the collection. Obviously in the next day or so we'll be doing loads more videos. We're also going to be giving away, if you check out our videos in a day or so, we're going to be giving away a couple of packets of these, which are Champions League cards for the 2017-18 set, which can only be found in the PES 2018 game. And inside each of those you'll get these 3 cards, which is gold limited edition cards for Barcelona, Borussia Dortmund and Liverpool, obviously with those as well. So check out the video for that coming in the next few days, obviously with a chance to win a sealed pack of these cards and get these 3 awesome cards included. So please like, subscribe, check out the other videos, and we'll see you very soon for some more.